Hello, I'm Mauli Dian, the teacher on this course, Creating Insight into Customers and End Users. This is our first lesson on consumer behavior, part of the homework for you for week 1. The learning objectives for week 1 are presented here. To understand what consumer behavior is and the different types of consumers. To understand the relationship between consumer behavior, customer value, satisfaction, trust, and retention. And finally, to understand the composition of a model of consumer behavior. We tend to think of consumers as personal consumers, as individuals who buy goods and services for themselves. The personal consumer is also sometimes called the end user or the ultimate consumer. This is actually, for example, you when you go to the shop to buy food or other goods. The organizational consumer is buying for the organization or to resell the products to the personal consumer. Although both types of consumer entities are important, we will be focusing on the personal consumer throughout this course. Consumer behavior studies are based on marketing concept. The marketing concept was developed over time through 2 other important business orientations called the production and the sales orientation. Production orientation was the main orientation in the late 19th century and beginning of the 20th century. During the production orientation, there was a lack of all kinds of goods and products, and companies wanted to develop efficient production lines to mass produce products for the consumer, to be efficient in time and money. Because the demand was higher than the supply, consumers were quite content to get a product and were not focused on product variation. They were not comparing products. Only question of products for available and for what price. This was the time that the control was in the hands of the producers, who said if we make them, they will buy them. This led little by little inevitably to the sales orientation. Little by little there was an overproduction during the production orientation, leading to excess of products. All the products were still similar than previously, and there was little variation during the sales orientation period. The manufacturers focused now on selling the products which they had overproduced. Rather than focus on what can be manufactured, the focus shifts with the marketing concept to what consumers prefer. It became a time to put the customer first and to understand their needs and wants. With this information, marketers can deliver satisfaction to their target markets. We are still remaining focused on the marketing concept today. As marketers become more sophisticated in understanding the consumer and in delivering products that meet the consumer needs. This was the first part of the lesson of week 1.